Get rid of all these ads first. Baby, I need to tell you something. I don't got a belly button. Belly button, no. Oh, no, no. You think that song's meant to be a penis metaphor or something? A little humor for the adults, because it's VeggieTales. Alrighty, folks. So, as of my, time, it is the official birthday, the womb, the miracle of childbirth, the birth, the 9 months later of Epic Universe. And I am excited to visit this park. I will be going in October. I'm gonna move to Florida. That's my plan. But yeah, just pulled the chat up on my phone, and okay, so I need to clarify. This is someone else's tier list. All right, I just made a few. Uh, B. All right. Who made this? Max Eves? Lives? I think it's Eves. It's probably Russian or something. Alright, so shout out to him. Alright, so we ranked it in a couple of territories. Most epic, which means I'm excited for it. Already rode. Uh, only ride it for the credit. Would rather ride Fast and Furious. These two are the only two. The two bottom ones are the only ones that actually appeared. Oh my god, the freaking ads. Bracket fights. I'll probably do a Universal Parks or a Disney Parks bracket fight in the future. Okay. So yeah, the only ride for the credit I'm just gonna make as something I'm not really too interested in, but don't have a raging hate for it, but hey. Alrighty, so let's go on from... Actually, let's rank it by land. Actually, there, I created a tier on here. You happy? Alright, so... And I made it all lowercase. Had the uppercase on the most epic, that the OST and the E are uppercase. I just thought that'd be a funny little detail, because it started off with epic. Alright, so I guess we're gonna start off with Isle of Berk. Alright, so for Fire Drill, I'm only gonna ride for the credit, because, I am not a fan of water rides. I mean, I do like me a good shooting ride, but I'm just not the biggest fan of getting wet. And apparently you'll get really, really wet on this ride. Apparently the original plan was to just spray each other, like when you're just circling around. But then they just turned it into like a Men in Black, but water. But I think I might ride it by the time I get there. Uh... Once Human, I might play that. Alright, Dragon Racers Rally. This one might be a little bit most epic. This one is a most epic because I just can't wait for the ride system. It's like a flat ride, and you spin yourself around, spin around, spin around, spin around, until you, like, fall off. It's gonna be awesome. But yeah, I just can't wait for the thrill factor. That's why I'm excited for this one. Alright, Hiccup's Wing Gliders. I'm going uninterested. I mean, I do like the How to Train Your Dragon movies, but I should clarify, this is not my most anticipated land. But, I mean, come on, there's Nintendo and Monsters, things I'm more interested in. But I still love me some How to Train Your Dragon. But yeah, I'd say hey, this one is probably going to be a banger because it's from the same manufacturer as Hagrid's, and I think also Velocicoaster, and they're also doing and they're doing this coaster. You get to ride around the land. All right, that's what's going to be cool. All right, now we are going to Celestial Park. All right, most epic Stardust Racers. And the reason why I'm excited for this because I don't know where the different colors of both the tracks come in because like the green track supposedly looks like Yoshi's blood smeared all over a freaking yellow track, and so yeah, I cannot wait for the thrill factor of this ride. Is it gonna duel? I think it's gonna duel, but yeah, I think this ride is gonna be a perfect successor to Dueling Dragons. Let's just hope it doesn't close 20 years later if that's the case. But yeah, you know, I do love the design of this ride. Yellow tracks. One of them supposedly green, but it's still freaking yellow. On a big field. And then there's like a giant space room and a rock formation. And yeah, I'm just excited for this one. Constellation Carousel ride for the credit. I think this is going to be a good, like, calm down experience. You know, spoilers for later on the list, like Yoshi's Adventure. Like, I think it'll be fine. You know, again, I said it before and I'll say it again. One of the constellations is called Cancer. That's the crab. I wonder if they'll actually have it on the ride for that reason alone. But yeah, I definitely do love the design of that thing. Like the outerior. And like I think it's gonna be a figure 8 carousel. Correct me in the comments below if I'm wrong. But yeah. I should also clarify, I have not watched a single ride POV of anything I haven't rode. Or written, I don't know. The closest thing I ever got to footage were thumbnails and a trailer on Universal's own channel. Alright. But I hope I never see any of it again. Alrighty. Now on to Super Nintendo World. And all of these we're just going to put on already road. Year. Had a great time. You know, a lot of shorts here on this channel. Alright, so Mario Kart, little TLDR. I've ridden both versions in Hollywood and Japan. I might go to Singapore by the time Nintendo World opens there, but yeah, I'm waiting for Nintendo World to open in Singapore before I go for the first time. So Mario Kart, I feel like it's a kind of ride that needs, it's like close to being 100% perfect. Like, I feel like if it was a test track style ride, like everyone wanted it to be, like it wouldn't be able to have the augmented reality technology. But yeah, they definitely need the arrows to be all over the place, regardless where you're looking, because you can only find the arrows at some certain directions where it tells you to turn. So yeah, like it might seem annoying at first, but it's like as long as all the characters are not on your screen at once, you know, it'd be fine. But yeah, the dark ride element, like, because I heard you're allowed to also take off your goggles, is amazing, and also the gameplay is also amazing. But you know, they should it definitely needs a lot of improving. So I think Universal does need to go back to the drawing board with that augmented reality system. Again, arrows and coins on all sides, on all directions of the goggles. And maybe put the goggles a lot closer, you know. Yoshi's Adventure. Now, Yoshi's Adventure, it's a ride that I see myself riding a couple of times when I'm at a trip to Epic. It's definitely a calm down ride from what I experienced in Japan. Like the only form of interactivity on that ride is different colored eggs, and you have to press the button for each egg. All right, so like, if you see the red egg, press the button, alright? If you see the blue egg, press the button. But yeah, it's an Omni Mover ride. I also love that the handicap car is, the Yoshi egg. And there's also an indoor scene where it's, like, Yoshi's Island with Baby Mario, Baby Peach, Cody, men, super gay. And Pooch is on the ride too. Captain Toad is at the end. I can't wait to see how that character speaks. I don't know, just voice acting on a Mario ride just feels weird to me. I don't know why. Alright, so Donkey Kong Minecart Madness. This is my favorite in Super Nintendo World so far. And thank God the Donkey Kong area is going to be wider. I feel like if we didn't have a long pathway to get to the land, this area would have been a lot longer. You know, the ride would have been a lot longer. And that's the problem with Donkey Kong. Like, it needed to be a longer ride. But it's still fun regardless. Like, it might seem like a family coaster, like, when you hear about it. But when you get on it, all ages are going to enjoy it. Alright? You know, the dark side scene, the dark ride segments are really cool. I almost said dark side. And, yeah, that Tiki Tong animatronic was also a lot bigger than I thought he was gonna be. Like, when I saw POVs for the first time, I thought he was gonna be, like, super short. But then when I saw it, it was like, nah, he's the size of my shelf. He's the size of my shelf I'm looking at right now. And, yeah, there are also parts where they simulate a, like a coaster being banged on a track. So, yeah. Like, I think this one is definitely going to be a hit, because it is a lot of fun. I was a fan of the Donkey Kong games myself. But yeah, I definitely cannot wait to be on this one because of the waterfall. There is no waterfall in Japan. It's just missed to simulate a waterfall. Alright? Okay, so now on to Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry at Ministry of Magic, or aka Paris. I'm excited for this one. Alright, I already know the details from leaks. It's the ride system of Spider-Man and Transformers, but it's gonna be like Tower of Terror, except the ride actually moves when you're going up. It doesn't go into the tower! Like you're on an accordion, like you're riding a fucking accordion, alright, on the ground, and the accordion lifts you up to the right scene. Alright, there's a reason why this ride's barely gonna work. Alright, I do know about the rhinoceros from the first Fantastic Beasts movie, because, again, the fucking trailer, but yeah, I think this one's gonna be awesome. And I also love the idea that this is about Dolores Umbridge. I hate her. I frickin' hate Dolores Umbridge. Like, ever since I first watched Order of the Phoenix back in 2016, I hated her. We all hate her. Everyone, get a boo in the chat for Dolores Umbridge. Alright, boo! I see you, Undead Nerd. You're awesome. Alright, now on to my most anticipated land, Dark Universe. And what I've seen from live streams recently is that this is the most popular land in the park so far. And I agree with the people at Universal. Like, I really hope this land is what introduces people to these movies. And I think it's gonna be the most popular because, like, it's a franchise that's been around for such a long time, but these younger folks visiting the park never, like, had the desire to see it. And now that they've been to the park, they're now gonna have the desire, which is why I think this is popular. Like, yeah, we all know what Nintendo is, and Harry Potter, and How to Train Your Dragon, but let's try something new, you know? Let's try something that's old, but new to us. And we're gonna love those old monster movies. You are, alright? If you're a young person watching this, especially you, Micah, alright, go watch a Universal classic monster movie, alright? So, Curse of the Werewolf. Alright, so I'm excited for this one because I just love the theming, like the cages, probably to simulate how you can't escape as a werewolf, and also like the church. I just wish it was a longer coaster. It wasn't just a coaster that made you go back and forth, but I think that could be the appeal of the ride, alright? But I heard it is pretty thrilling. I heard there's a soundtrack on it. I saw in a live stream that you can actually go into that church when you're not riding, and you can take a sneak peek when people are riding. Just hope we don't have another Dueling Dragons screwed to the eye incident. Look it up. You'll get a giggle. That poor man. That poor victim. But yeah. And again, I just wish they used the actual designs. I mean, the redesign for, the creature from the Black Lagoon is good, but just keep Lon Chaney Jr.'s design from the Wolfman, please. Monsters Unchained: The Frankenstein Experiment. This is the ride where everyone says is the best. And I believe it. You know, I've only heard spoilers about how the ride works. It's the same ride system as Forbidden Journey, but it's a lot more thrilling, a lot more intense than Forbidden Journey. And from the trailer I've seen, and from the animatronic trailer I've seen, like back in October, yes, these animatronics look fucking amazing. All right. My one complaint is, why do we need redesigns? Like, I'm tired of the whole modern audience, except it's not the modern audience you think it is. It's not the modern audience that raises red flags. I do like the Gilliman's design, all right? I think it's a lot more creepier on the art, but I'm just being nitpicky right now. But, but yeah, I think this ride is going to kill it, all right? This ride is going to be great. And again, I hope the kids learn about the monsters in the future. But yeah, Universal in their trailer showed off the Phantom. The Phantom looks like Lon Chaney Sr., alright? The Phantom definitely does look like Lon Chaney Sr. Again, I really hate Dracula's design, because he looks like he's from a boy band. He looks like, I don't know, I'd say Louis Pullman. I was gonna say Timothy Chalamet, but he looks like a man in his late 20s, early 30s has been cast to play, you know, don't mistake this for Godzilla, but King of the Monsters, all right? Well, folks, that is it. And I guess I'll do a bit of experimenting just to make this stream more fun. There's no would rather ride Fast and Furious. Alright, but what should I do? Man, what should I do? Oh yeah. You'll get the most chicks. Chicks won't like you. Alright, so you'll definitely get the most chicks if you're riding these two up here. You'll definitely get the most chicks with Harry Potter, because women love Harry Potter. Yeah. I mean, chicks like cute stuff, so Yoshi, I'm sorry, I couldn't think of anything else. Oh! This would be awesome. Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3, Infinity Gauntlet. I call it that for all you comic fans out there. Alrighty. So, Phase 1 of the Epic Universe Cinematic Universe. Let's start with Mario Kart. You know, you're part of a bigger universe and you just don't know it yet. Monsters Unchained: The Frankenstein Experiment. You see this big green guy? It's like the Incredible Hulk, but if it was a 10 out of 10 instead of a 7 out of 10. Let's see here. What would be the third movie? It has to be a sequel. Oh, Yoshi's Nah, that's Phase 2. I'd say, probably... And, the ending is any crossover that comes after that. Alright, so for Phase 2, on the other hand, we have the sequel to Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge, Yoshi Adventure. Everyone hated that movie. Stardust Racers, we hope to make this a big franchise. Dragon Racers Rally. This is the sequel to Hiccup's Wing Gliders and Curse of the Werewolf. And starting off with Phase 3, we finally have the third Mario installment with Donkey Kong's Minecart Madness. And we got Constellation Carousel. Everyone hated that. We got Fire Drill. People were surprised by that. And Infinity Gauntlet. Everyone comes together to fight Dolores Umbridge. Yes, our cinematic universe is complete. Alright. Actually, one more thing before we end off the stream. Smash Brother. Yeah, I don't give a flying fuck too. Assist Trophy. Alright, so we're only gonna do this for, characters that are on the ride. That are on the ride that are not already in Smash. Alright? Damn, I wish they give us a, Okay, so starting off, we have Mario Kart. So the two biggest characters on the ride are Boom Boom and that giant skeleton fish or whatever the hell he's called. So this is gonna be a Assist Trophy. Sorry, toast. Yoshi's Adventure, on the other hand, that's gonna have Fighter because it has Captain Toad and it has Pooch. All right. Stardust Racers. I don't see how these two things would fight, so Assist Trophy. Constellation Carousel. This would make a really good joke character like Piranha Plant or Jigglypuff or something like that. Hiccup's Wing Gliders. We, of course, want Toothless as a fighter. Who doesn't? Alright, Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein Experiment. Frankenstein's monster and the Gill Man. Let's go. They're fighters. Curse of the Werewolf. The Wolf Man. It's nice to have an extra one in there. Dragon Racers Rally. I guess the Dragon Riders can be an Assist Trophy. Fire Drill? Nah, Rough Nut and Tough Nut. Those two would make a great Ice Climbers like duo. Harry Potter and the Ministry of Magic. I'd say not necessarily Dolores Umbridge as a fighter, but Donkey Kong's Minecart Madness? Come on, I've been wanting Dixie Kong and Smash for a long time. And Tiki Tongue. We already have Ridley. We already have Ridley shrunk down. You could do that with Tiki Tongue too. Actually, I want to do one more. So we're gonna do this Civil War related. So we're gonna go. Nah. Well, I know this is old news now, but the election of 2024. Okay, so Yoshi's Adventure. That's a sweet ride. You know. Probably gonna vote for Kamala because it's too soft. Hiccup's Wing Gliders. Yeah, let us ride dragons for free. Trump. Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein Experiment. Trump. Curse of the Werewolf. Trump. Fire Drill. Trump because you got a gun. This one, Trump, because you could shoot some shells. This one, Kamala is Trump, because we should be allowed to do whatever we want. Harry Potter and the Ministry of Magic, Kamala, because it's pro, you know, Minecart Madness. The tariffs are going on, so let's just go with Trump. I know that was very anticlimactic, I don't know. So I guess we're gonna go, Actually, this is gonna be fun. We're gonna pick a tribute. Bonefish. Alright, so we got one. I don't want to do Boom Boom. I don't want to do Boom Boom Pow. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Bonefish and, Cody. Alright, so for Yoshi's Adventure, we're gonna do, Starship Mario, because that has a cameo on the ride. And Pooch. Alright, so for Donkey Kong, we're gonna draft, Accordion Tiki. Best character, most OP character of all time. And his brother, who always clashes with him, we're gonna pick the Pan Flute. Why do I need to correct Tiki? Anyway. We are gonna do, Alright, we're gonna do Gillman. I'm too lazy to just write Creature from the Black Lagoon, because it's too long. And that was his own character. Phantom of the Opera. Alright. Larry. And London. Alright, so we're gonna draft, and Light Fury. How many more left? I'm tortured. I'm trapped inside of the back of my mind. I'm totally... let's see. One more. Rough Nuts. And Tough Nuts. Who doesn't like any of those? Yeah, I just don't care to correct folks. I just don't. Alright, Dragon Racers. For Dragon Racers, we're gonna do, Meat Lug, because that's the only one I remember. And, Black Sheep, yes! Black Sheep. But I will correct this stupid little mistake. Alright, so for Harry Potter, because we're not going to include any of the Ministry of Magic bullcrap. No. Celestial Garden. We're going to do Ministry of We are going to do Ministry of Magic. We're going to do, holy crap. Okay. Holy crap. I did not know it would get that exhausting. Alright, so for here, we're going to choose Snake Bird, because that was my favorite creature from the first Fantastic Beasts movie. That movie's underrated, actually. And Vision Monkey, who babysitted a giant snake bird in the movie. Alright, folks, that's the end of the stream, and I'll see y'all later. Bye. Just plans start at $9 a month for Max. You hear that, folks? Max is cheap, even though it's turning into HBO again. Yay. Hopefully they're streaming it over there. Hopefully they're streaming Epic Universe is opening on Max. They'll probably do it on Peacock. By the way, I can't wait for that documentary coming. Universal, nailed that documentary.